fatores humanos, nós vamos falar sobre constrangimento.
Human factors. We'll talk about embarrassment. Embarrassment appears even in the law. There is a sentence for embarrassment, which can go, as far as I know, from a fine to 3 months of detention. It depends on the kind of embarrassment. It can be through violence, like if you threaten someone. This is a very serious embarrassment, but there are other kinds. Humans have an amazing ability to find resources in order to live. I think it's in order to live. I'm not saying there aren't difficult situations, but we create social rules, concepts, prejudices, conditionings. After, when we have to break them, it becomes very difficult. Imagine this situation with a couple. Pay attention. A couple. I'm telling you this because I saw it and it was a very funny situation. This will also relate to the first recording I made, when I was talking about jealousy. So, I was in a place. It was a birthday party, and a couple arrived. When they arrived, the man who came with his girlfriend looked at another woman who was there and said, "I don't believe you're here," and so on. He was feeling very happy, and forgot his girlfriend. He hugged the woman, they were holding each other, and that thing became really serious. I was just observing the situation, they hugging. The funny thing was that he took the woman's head, kissed her forehead and face, cuddled her hair. It was an impressive expression of affection. And his girlfriend, who was there too, became extremely angry. She started shouting and fighting with him. She started hitting him. It was impressive and I started laughing, because I couldn't understand well why she was doing that. Well, it was something with a lot of emotional burdens. You know, something from the deepest emotional part of the person. Then some people held her, because she started hitting and slapping him. She confronted the other woman too. Everybody held her and asked, "What's going on here?" Initially, the impression we had was that she was so angry that it became rage, an exacerbated anger. The guy asked, "But what is happening? Why are you doing that?" The situation became very embarrassing. Think about it. You're in a birthday party and there is this situation. The angry girlfriend said, "You are hugging her." When she said that, she was trying to say, "You're hugging another woman." But the other woman was his sister. He even tried to defend himself saying, "But she is my sister." I couldn't really understand if the girlfriend knew that, but from the level of violence she was in, it seemed she didn't know anything or she didn't want to. The man faced a very embarrassing situation. Imagine someone is with you and that thing happens. It becomes an emotional burden. Everybody in the party was involved, and he said, "But she is my sister." She answered, "It doesn't matter if she's your sister. Do you know when things get out of control?" So, the people got together, held the woman, took her out, and the party stayed a little. They had to leave the party. It was a very It was a complete embarrassment. Embarrassment has to do with shame, with situations you don't know much what to do. Everything is disorganized for you. So, what do? Everybody is looking at you asking why you are doing that. I am reporting this situation because embarrassment can happen to us in many situations in our lives. Imagine a situation that a person, a woman. I am saying this and I hope people understand that my comments have no intention to offend or hurt anyone or anything else. If someone feels offended or hurt, I'm already apologizing. So, imagine a woman who is very fat. Then someone that doesn't know anything comes and asks, "Wow, you're pregnant. How many months?" And the person says, "I'm not pregnant." It will be bad, for sure. If there are people around, it will be unpleasant, because it's an awkward situation. We are very good at doing this kind of thing. I've been through many funny situations, and I ended up laughing. I always laugh because I think if you laugh, even when someone offends you, it's better to laugh. There's no other way. I don't think confrontation, violent or angry responses take us anywhere. Embarrassment really causes an uncomfortable feeling for the person who is suffering from the situation. I think it's something to be learned too, because it's a kind of human behavior. Jealousy is a human behavior. Embarrassment is a human factor. But it's a human factor that results in behavior. So, this is for us to understand more about ourselves talking about this subject. We are sometimes angry at small things, disconcerted, embarrassed, humiliated by others, maybe because we can't see well what is around us. There are situations you suffer and you are the victim, but you think you are guilty, don't you? No. You need to know exactly the situation you are in so that you can live happily. We'll talk about guilt in the next video. You'll see it's interesting because embarrassment can create an emotional burden that you don't even know who is guilty. This situation I told you about the hug. The guy could have felt guilty because he hugged that woman. It's interesting how humans mix things. Our roles aren't well defined. Imagine a brother and a sister together. Each person will see it in their own way. Humans don't know how to say, "This is a brother and she's his sister." We mix things. We have less and less common sense. Look, common sense for us to see things with our hearts instead of with emotion. We're working to see everything with emotion. It's a mess. The family itself, family organizations, where the roles are well defined, the father acts like a father, the mother like a mother, and so on, we are losing it. There are sons who are fathers of their own fathers. Look how far we've come. We created this situation. We are working like this. Embarrassment is in the context of the values we lost, and of the things we can't see well. I mean, that person who felt embarrassed, besides being the one who suffered, they are also the torturer of themselves. That's what happens. The person feels guilty for being embarrassed. We have to understand embarrassment for us to have a better life. I'm always thinking about it. How to have a better life. Understanding what we are, the situations, learning how to laugh more, freeing ourselves from our ego, which is a very easy target for any kind of situation. A situation of shame, fear. Our ego is prodigal for this. It's a target with a circle in the middle, so the other's ego can hit you at any time. Next time we'll talk about guilt. Human factors, we'll talk about guilt, for you to see how wonderful we are. We are working and talking to understand ourselves better. If you have any question, talk to us. I'm here raising these points, but they can be detailed. We can go over them again so that we can understand better what we are. Feel free to ask us anything. Oh, Moises, what about that? Then we'll talk about the details of these topics. Here is the place to ask questions, and then we can talk more about it. So, we'll meet again in the next Human Factors.
Então nós vamos nos encontrar no próximo Fatores Humanos.